I'm Jim Ross, and this is Self-Storage Manager Spotlight, where I chat with a storage manager to find out what makes their facility a success. Jim Ross here, and I'm excited to bring you our featured guest today. We got Julie Ingram from Elite Storage in Colorado. How's it going, Julie?
It's going good, Jim. How about you?
Good. And when I decided to do this interview series, I was making a list of the managers I wanted to reach out to, and Julie was on my short list. We have history. We go way back. So I'm glad you agreed to be on the show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, about your site. How long you've been there, how long it's been around. Kind of give us an overview.
Well, we've been here just a little over 7 years, and my husband and I have been the managers here for that entire time.
That's one thing. You don't see that very often. I remember you guys were very day we opened the doors, and you were the managers there, and you're still there 7 years later. So
yeah, I can't believe it. It's gone by fast.
Yeah, you gotta love it. If you've been around that long, that's great.
Yep, it can be fun. It can be challenging.
We'll get into that.
We love working with our customers and that. And
what were you doing prior to? Remind me, what were you doing prior to being a manager?
I was in banking.
That's right.
Yep, banking for all total probably a little over 25 years.
Yeah. So what made you apply for a self-storage manager position in the first place?
Well, I was laid off. I was in the middle of trying to open a brand new bank, and that all fell through, so I got laid off.
Yeah.
And found the ad on Craigslist, and my husband and I talked it over and thought, well, what the heck? Let's try it. It sounds like it could be interesting.
And you do have and you're still there, and you live on property. Yeah, her and her. Yep. So, how do you like that, where it's kind of live and work at the same place?
Time, you're kind of like always here, but sometimes that's a really good thing. Oh, it's not too bad, though.
Oh, they can't be worrying on you too much. You're still there, so something's working.
Yeah,
and it is a nice place. I've been to your place, obviously. Your apartment is much nicer than many that I've seen. I've told you before, when I was a manager of the property, my apartment was a converted 10 by 20 storage unit.
Oh, my.
Oh, God, it was bad.
Yeah, ours is a lot nicer than that.
Yeah, I was also 20 years old, so what do you care when you're 20? Just lay a blanket on the ground and have a microwave when you're set, so.
Hey, yeah, you're good to go.
I didn't mind it. Let's kind of take a little bit of time. I want to go into kind of your market and Elite Storage there, so kind of let us know what is your local market like? Is it competitive, non-competitive? Kind of give a little bit of a description.
It's actually pretty competitive. Since I've been here 7 years, we've had 2 new facilities that are temperature controlled like we are that have come in the past 3 years. They both have, I want to say, somewhere around 700 to 800 units.
Yeah, well, Colorado's crazy how fast it's building, so yeah, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, and we were one of the first temperature-controlled facilities in this area, and then when you have 2 more come in, it really gets competitive.
So you finding people, when they're calling, are they price shopping and shopping around a lot more?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
But the one advantage that we have over the others is, of course, we live on site. The other 2 facilities do not. And we've had several customers come from those facilities because they like the on-site manager.
Yeah, you play that to your advantage.
Yes, it is. And, we're all very competitive with our pricing, and we all kind of stay about the same prices.
Yeah, yeah. And that tends to happen. Everyone kind of just starts matching each other. Do you guys, are you kind of like the price leader and everyone else matches you? Is there one site that kind of was at the forefront when they're raising their prices and then everyone else is matching them? Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I don't think we are, the price setters.
Yeah.
But I think we all kind of, really follow each other very close and see what everybody, what they're doing and what we're doing. And
well, you should. And in that Colorado market, I mean, the rates there are extremely strong. So yeah, if you can get away with the rates you guys are, yeah, keep cranking it up because your occupancy is great. Where you sitting at right now?
We are. We're getting ready to go into our really busy time.
Yeah.
The end of May, 1st of June, we really start picking up, but we're sitting at 86% right now.
Yeah, you guys have been consistent for a long time, so that's great.
I mean, this past year, it was phenomenal. We kept our percentage up throughout the whole winter.
That's great.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I think we were, for most, I want to say October, November, December, January, even February, we were 10% above what we were the year before.
And you know your numbers. That's what's great. I mean, that's one thing I like that people start taking away from this when they're listening to these episodes is know your numbers. What you track is usually approved upon. If you don't know your numbers, you have no idea what kind of goals to hit.
That is one thing that I watch very closely.
Oh yeah, I remember you know your numbers. So anyway, when it comes to renters coming to your site, and obviously you've been very consistent over the years. I'm sure you know this off the top of your head, but what's kind of like your top 3 sources where customers are finding you?
I would say drive-by. Obviously the internet. Everybody kind of does everything mobile anymore. And believe it or not, repeat business.
Really?
It has amazed me at how many people have been, back here. I mean, I'm talking 3, 4, 5 times over the past few years.
Are they business customers or residential?
No.
Really?
No.
Residential customers. Huh.
Yeah, it has just, and I think in the past,
like habitual movers?
We've had 5 of previous customers come back.
Huh. That's great. I'm just trying to think what those circumstances are that a residential customer would have to keep coming back. You're a habitual mover or... I
guess.
Yeah. Well, again, if you do your job right and they're happy, again, they're not even going to look anywhere else. They're not going to go look online. They're just going to come right back to where they had a good experience from before. So
exactly.
That just shows you're a good manager. You're doing something right.
Well, thank you. I try.
And we kind of alluded to this a little bit before, but again, like when you're in a competitive market like that, and you're a customer that's calling around at 3 or 4 different places, how are you trying to stand yourself apart from the competition?
I think, to be honest, from what we've heard from our customers and what I think it is our customer service. We try to treat every single customer like they're one of our family. And it just makes them feel comfortable. They've told us they feel safe with storing their stuff here. They're not just a dollar sign. We treat them all with respect. It's just like I said, part of our family.
Oh, and you do. I can attest to that. I mean, I think you know everyone's first name and what's going on in their life, and you're very much involved.
I remember everybody by what they drive.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, coming through the gate, sure.
I'll recognize the car before I'll recognize the face.
That's great. But no, I can definitely attest to that, too, and I've come and done some of the regional site visits back in the day, and, I mean, people just come in there and just, BS with you, like you're friends, and it's a great environment.
We try to, that's one thing that we really strive hard for. Want our customers to feel comfortable. We're storing their things here. They need to feel like it's, a good environment, and, we'll keep it friendly. They feel comfortable. They rent.
Well, exactly. And then I've always kind of felt like if the manager is cool, that they're trustworthy, I like them, then to me, it kind of affects the people that are renting there. To me, it's just kind of like overseas of, well, okay, they're friendly, then everyone else is here is cool. There's no shady people going on. A manager of this caliber is not going to let someone come in here that's going to steal my stuff or do something really shady on me. So if they trust you and like you, yeah, and that just helps your conversion percentages as well, especially if they do come down to visit the facility. I mean, once they step in that door, they're going to rent once they start talking to you guys.
Exactly.
There's one question here I gotta ask all my guests here, because again, anyone that's been in storage for any length of time, and again, you've been in it for 7 years, so you're a storage veteran. You have like one of your top crazy self-storage stories?
Well, believe it or not, I only have one.
You're kidding. One?
Wonderful customers. We haven't had anything but this one story.
You live in Pleasantville bubble, huh?
Oh, we do. It amazes me. I mean, I've heard people talk about, fire extinguishers disappearing, the six-wheel carts and that we have. We have everything the same since the beginning.
Wow.
We haven't lost a single cart. We haven't lost a single fire extinguisher. I mean, our customers are just phenomenal.
Oh. Count yourself lucky. So what's your one single story then?
Well, we had a customer a couple of years ago. He was a germaphobe. It was always interesting. He came in one day. There was a gentleman that was renting a unit, and he came in and told us not to rent to this guy because he had cooties.
What is he, in fourth grade?
Yeah, exactly. So it was, well, yeah, whatever. He's got money, we're doing this, So we rented the unit. And so our customer decided that if we rented to this guy, he was going to move all of his belongings outside of his unit.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in an outside unit. He moved everything out, and it's pouring down rain. Now, this guy's a germaphobe, so it didn't make a lot of sense to me that he was putting it all out in the rain.
Maybe the rain was cleansing his items.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so bizarre, but he, kept telling us. The one guy was at one end of the building. He was at the complete opposite.
Oh, seriously? They were like next to each other. Oh, wow.
Oh, no, they were far apart, but the cooties were going to, travel down there and get in his stuff. So, we proceeded to tell him, well, you either put your stuff back in your unit, lock your door, or you need to find somewhere else to go, because you just can't leave it out.
Can't leave it out, sure.
So we even helped him find another facility. He rented a U-Haul. My husband drove the U-Haul over to the new facility for him.
Oh, my gosh.
The truck had germs in it, so customer wouldn't drive it. So Don drove it over to the other facility, and I went and picked him up and brought him back, and as soon as the guy got done unloading, which took 2 days, we went back over and got the U-Haul truck and brought it back.
Okay, that's going above and beyond. That's crazy.
But it was just, Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. All right, this is going to be the cootie episode. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, it just shows you guys go above and beyond for your customers. Even some germaphobe guy that was making your life a big hassle, and you still go above and beyond for him. So that's awesome.
Well, he had some mental issues there, so
yeah,
try to help him as much as we could.
Well, good. Well, anyway, kind of wrap this up again. So as your self-storage veterans, I keep referring to you here. If you're a new manager that was coming on board. This was their first week, never done storage before. They're just coming into the job. They're nice and green, clean slate. Do you have any words of advice for them?
I think my big thing would be to, always be kind, respectful, considerate of the customers coming in. They're under stress because of moving. And there's going to be times when you're going to feel like a bartender or psychologist.
Yep.
And people are going to tell you their life story. Best thing you can do, listen to them, give them your full attention. They're stressed and they just need a shoulder to lean on for a moment. And the main thing is just always be friendly. Even when you're on the phone, pretend like that customer is standing right in front of you and treat them, the same way that you would and the way that you want to be treated.
No, that's perfect. And again, that's been the template to you guys' success. And that's what's all the phone calls you've got and the conversions you've got and your occupancy. And then it kind of begins and ends with your friendliness, honestly, and your customer service.
It is. I truly, you hear so many stories of going to, some retail store and they treat you like a number instead of a person. And so I think it's very important to treat people when they come in respectfully, friendly, and I think you'll seal the deal.
Yep, exactly. Lots of times it doesn't take too much niceness to stand apart from everybody else. So here's your major takeaway. Just be nice.
Yeah.
Well, good. I want to thank you for taking the time and sharing us some of your stories here today. And I hope everyone got some value out of this episode, and you can apply this to your own self-storage business. So anyway, take care, and now go rent some units. Thanks a lot, Julie.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Go to 3miledomination.com/call to schedule your free 30-minute marketing tune-up call. I'll give you solid advice you can easily implement with or without us. Until next time.